Here we are with another episode of Talking Sports with the Legend. Tonight's guest, Dan Milio, the head coach for St. Hubert's softball team.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Steve? Thanks for having me, pal.
Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Where are you from?
I grew up in Kensington. Lived there for most of my childhood, moved to Frankfurt. Went to Frankfurt High School, and now I'm up in the Northeast area.
Where did you go to? Grade school, high school, and college?
Grade school, I went to Conwell Middle Magnet School down in Kensington.
Conwell.
Yep. High school, I went to Frankfurt. And college, I went to Keystone Junior College.
I take it it's in Pennsylvania somewhere.
Keystone, yes, it's out in the Scranton area.
All right, because we're the Keystone State, Steve.
Oh yeah, Keystone State Games.
Right.
Papa,
I figured that out on my own.
Pop, do
What
you have a ring?
sports did you play as a kid?
Main sport I played was soccer, and I played baseball, but not too many years. But I played soccer since I was probably 6 years old, all the way up through until I got through high school. And I played 1 year at Keystone.
Did you always want to be a coach?
Kind of just happened. I started as just helping out at Holy Terrors Rec with my daughter's team. Then it went from helping out to just doing the scorebook, then becoming an assistant coach. I took over Holy Terrors 13U team for 3 years, and that led me to high school.
So, Dan, you said you went to Frankfurt. What year did you graduate Frankfurt?
95.
95, and you played soccer there, and then you said you played 1 year at Keystone?
Correct.
Who was your coach at Frankfurt?
Bill Snyder.
Bill Snyder. He's still coaching. Wow. He's not there now anymore, right?
No, he's not there.
Yeah. Hey, I played at North and graduated 81. But a lot of my friends went to Frankfurt, but of course, a lot older than you.
Yes.
How far have you traveled for a game or tournament?
For St. Hubert's, the furthest we traveled for tournaments was Williamsport, PA. We did that every year. They just canceled that tournament last year with the pandemic. And then when I was in college, we played upstate PA a few times. I've never really, it's always usually been in PA. And I didn't travel too much outside of PA for any tournaments.
Did you coach anywhere else before Hubert's?
I was the head coach for 4 years at Little Flower High School as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been in Catholic. This is my 9th year coaching in the Catholic League.
So you went from Holy Terrors up to Little Flower?
Correct.
Oh, that's pretty
And
good.
I was there for 4 years. And then when I left there, I signed on to be an assistant coach at St. Hubert's under Dave Schaefer. And then when he retired 2 years ago he's still the basketball coach there, but he retired from softball. I took over last year. But then we didn't have the season due to pandemic. So this is my first actual full year there as the head coach.
Did you guys start playing already?
Yeah, we had 2 non-league games, and then we had a league game last night against Ryan. That didn't go too well for us. So,
Are you allowed any spectators?
yeah, Ryan had it was packed at Ryan yesterday.
Oh, cool.
At our home games, we're allowing 2 spectators per kid for visiting teams.
Oh, cool.
Where do you play your home games?
Right across the street from Hubert's?
No, actually, we play at Vogue Rec.
Oh, okay. Stephen knows Vogue Rec very well.
Watch your softball game.
Yeah, he had a cousin that played softball over there, and he went to watch them, and his brother played there for a while.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Started playing over there.
What's that?
And then some of my friends played
And
over
some
there.
of his friends played over there. That's right, his
Mhm.
buddy Joey. Yeah, well, we met the Hubert's basketball coach.
Yeah,
He
she,
it was you said he coached the guy. Dan coaches the boys. I mean, the girls basketball team now.
Dave Schaefer coaches.
Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long has he been a coach there for the girls?
Hubert's is just girls. He
That's what I meant to say. I meant to say how long has he been a coach?
he's
there?
been the basketball coach there for, I believe, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, because that's the guy. Yeah, he was the coach. Stephen went through that program, AHA.
yeah.
And
Yes.
they go out and they sit on the bench. And I always tell all the coaches, the girls are the best at that than the boys' schools.
Mhm.
That's why I loved it. When we went to Hubert's, they always had a girl there sitting with Steven. And
Yeah,
there's
when
there's so much more
when I was
involved.
there, I think it was a woman
Yeah.
that was coach.
No,
Yeah,
I think
he-
that was the you think you did the JV game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did
Mr.
the
Schaefer's been
remember?
coaching
Yeah.
about 44 years. He was
Yeah,
at
right. That's why I said
he was at he was at Conwell for Conwell Egan for a while too.
get out while you were at Conwell. I'm thinking of your grade school.
No, not that one.
Conwell Egan, gotcha. No,
Yes.
Stephen was saying he thought there was a woman, and that's why I said we went to the JV game.
oh yeah,
'Cause
the
we-
woman was the coach for the JV.
JV.
Oh yeah, the JV
Yeah.
coach is a female. Yes.
Yeah, she was nice. But I think we stayed the one year and watched the beginning of the varsity game. I think we saw the varsity. I think we watched the varsity play maybe at Ryan or something. If I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AHA, we were not captains for the JV team, so we must have
Rick-
been there.
Rick-
We got there always for the varsity game.
Maybe I don't
Yeah,
know, but I
like
remember.
always.
I remember
Like
right.
always.
Stephen always gets everywhere early.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
That's
shame. We definitely keep Stephen posted with the schedule.
Yeah,
We
he already said it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent on my schedule.
all right. Well, you got to tell me,
I
man.
forgot. I
Yeah.
did tell you before. I forgot
Oh.
to remind you.
Right. Well, you
There
got
you
and he's
go.
got another person that helps me out, and she'll take him to the game, and I can always pick him up.
There you go.
Yes, I'm hoping to come to the game next Tuesday. I'm looking at the schedule today.
Oh, cool. There you go.
Oh yeah, next Tuesday we play Lansdale Catholic.
So when you
Yep.
when you lived in Kensington, where'd you grow up? What neighborhood were you in? What area?
Pretty much right off Lehigh Ave where Episcopal Hospital is.
Oh God, yeah. I wasn't too far from there. I grew up at 3106 North Front Street was my first address in Philadelphia. So we were
I
3100.
live 2625 Potter Street.
There you go. I know exactly where you're at. That's funny.
Yep. That
Yeah.
blue bridge that Rocky runs through in Rocky 1.
Yeah.
That was right at the end of my block.
Oh yeah. And I had buddies that lived on the other side of Lehigh Avenue, Emerald Street. All these guys, of course, are all older than you. None of them, I think, had brothers that young. Like I said, I graduated North in 81, so we're 14 years apart. It was funny when you said your last name. I was going to ask you where you were from originally, and then when Stephen hit you with the question, and you said you went to that grade school in Clearfield, right off of Kensington Avenue, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you still get nervous before a game?
Yes, I do. It's more nervous. It's being anxious. It's hoping I prepared the girls right, hoping they have a good game. And but yes, you always get those little butterflies.
That's right. If you don't, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you've been there. This is your first full season, and you only played 2 non-league games. And then Ryan last night, how'd you do in the non-league games?
One was a scrimmage game against Upper Darby. We beat them 6-0, and we lost to Truman 4-2.
All right. It's not bad. How many seniors you got?
5.
5. How many people are on your roster?
In the whole program between JV and varsity, we have 26 girls.
Wow. Do you bring them off to the varsity games?
Well, we play simultaneously. We play together 3:45.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Like
but
13 and 13 then, huh?
yeah, pretty much. We have a couple swing players that play JV or varsity. If I need couple extra girls on the varsity for whatever reason. I bring them up.
Yeah,
No,
that's
I was
crazy. I
gonna-
never
was
seen.
gonna ask.
Yeah, that's
I was
why.
gonna ask to the players get one more year of eligibility.
Go
but,
ahead. Ask 'em.
even though it's in high school.
Right, seniors ain't gonna get it, but the juniors could. It's
Oh, really?
yeah, it's more about them getting the girls that are seniors now. They're getting their season in. So
Yep.
they threw them a bone. So they get these girls. It's
Mhm.
probably a shortened season like everybody else.
We're actually going full tilt.
Oh, cool.
Full tilt. Yeah. We have a full we're allowed to play 20 regular season games and 2 scrimmage games, but we had McDevitt, Goretti, and West Catholic drop out. They couldn't field the varsity team this year. So now we're down to just
Wow.
10 Catholic League teams. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering. I was going to ask you if anybody opted out because we've been interviewing a lot of college coaches, and it's so
Yeah, that's
funny.
it, yeah, trouble.
And I tried to tell Steven, I said,
Even this year, me.
the
Mhm.
one coach, and we were talking, and I was explaining to
Oh,
Steven, I said, it's more about these kids getting an
Jefferson, right?
education.
Jefferson.
Yeah. I said,
Was
it's
it-
more about these kids getting education. And a lot of these kids are going on to be doctors and,
Mhm. Oh,
professionals.
no, that was on University
Versus sciences. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, they're all going to school to be doctors and rehab special, rehab people, whatever, in the medical field. And I said to them, it's a distraction to sports. But high school, I felt so bad for the girls and guys because,
Mhm.
this is their chance to get into college, to get seen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they didn't get a chance last
Absolutely.
year. It's a shame. But that's great that your girls are getting a chance to show what they got, and even if the team doesn't, work out to be first place or whatever, they're getting a chance to be seen by the other, recruiting people, the college.
Yep.
coaches.
Oh,
That's
what
correct.
do you do for a regular job?
I work for Cintas Fire Protection. I just inspect sprinkler systems inside of commercial buildings.
Oh, nice. That's a good company. Steven
Yeah, it is.
Steven used to know a couple of guys that worked there when his mom worked in Mayfair. Um, Joni's husband,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
what was the guy named? He had a son. The guy, remember?
Oh, Chris.
Chris, yeah.
No, it's AJ, right?
No, Chris, the guy who had the son that used to go. He was a young kid. Now he's probably in college by now.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Yeah, well, they both work for Cintas, and I never realized how big of a company it was until I met those guys, and then I started seeing more and more out in the business world. You go in.
Yeah, they got all kinds of different divisions.
Yeah. How long you been working for them?
I've been in the fire protection field probably 15 years, but I've been with Cintas about a year and a half.
How are they with the coaching thing? They like it?
With the what?
Coaching. You coaching?
Oh yeah. Now that they my general manager's a graduate of Wood, so
That's awesome. That's awesome. See,
yeah.
a lot of people don't realize that. That's why I always tell Steven to ask the coaches if they have a full-time job besides, especially high school coaches.
Mhm.
You ain't unless you're a teacher, you ain't making enough
Mhm.
money to do just the coaching. You're gonna teach and coach.
Yeah, I got to pay the bills, so coaching won't
Did you
pay
get
me enough to
involved?
pay the bills.
Did you get involved because you have a daughter?
I did.
And is she still playing? How old is she now?
She's 24, but no, she's not playing anymore. But I coached her when I was at Little Flower.
That's great.
And then I actually, when I went to Hubert's, my other daughter was there, but she was a cheerleader. But she was our manager her senior year, so that was cool for me to coach beside her and her, get to see me what I do and everything. So it was pretty.
Awesome.
It was pretty
That's
cool.
awesome. So where is the 24-year-old? Did she go to college?
She did online business and she works at a credit union in Rowan Street up in Fox Chase.
Oh, okay. Police and Fire Credit Union.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm a member there.
Actually, American Heritage. That's the
American
one she
Heritage.
worked
Oh,
at.
that's a good one too. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one. That's great. And then the other ones, is she in college?
Yeah, she is a junior at Widener, taking up
great.
PT.
That's great, man. That's awesome.
The Little Flower, did they have that softball field yet when you were there?
Where did you play your home games?
We played right across the street from the school at 9th and Hunting Park.
Okay, and it was,
So it was Ryan Howard's field then.
is it the new,
It's right behind Ryan Howard's field, yeah. And then they built a I think Michael Vick
Yeah, football,
put
yeah.
up the money for like a new soccer field, a
Yeah,
new turf
soccer.
field.
Yes. We've been there for that. My wife's a graduate of Little Flower, and Steven's been helping Holy Family out. So we went to Little Flower against Ryan
Believe it or not, we only went one time.
one time. Little Flower against Ryan, right?
Yeah.
Because Steven knew girls on both squads. It was
And
funny.
they're actually cousins.
They were
too.
cousins. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nah.
Do you have a role model in coaching?
It would probably be Dave Schaefer. Him and I, after some coaches meeting, when I was at Little Flower, he was at Hubert's. We'd get together on our own after the coaches meeting and just have a couple drinks and just talk. And we'd probably talk for about an hour, and maybe 10 minutes we talked about sports, and the rest was just about our kids and life. And yeah, he's pretty much guided me to where I am right now.
That's awesome. And you just met
Yeah.
you met him just through coaching then.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
No. Do you want to coach at a higher level someday?
You never say never. I actually was hired in between Little Flower and St. Hubert's. I was hired to be the assistant coach at Rosemont College. Then my work schedule changed, and I just couldn't commit to the college travel and the college, coaching. And I didn't think it was fair. So I kind of had to step back from that. And then that's when I got hired at St. Hubert's. So, I mean, you always want to pursue this as far as you can possibly go. So never say never.
That's funny because I always tell
One of
Steven,
my,
a lot of people
one of
don't
my
realize
buddies,
that.
he actually just became the head coach at Rosemont for the girls soccer team.
Who's that?
Boomer.
Boomer. Yeah. He's Boomer's from the Port Richmond area.
Mhm.
He went to
Boomer Stiegelman.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know his mom, Tina, very well.
So funny. That's why I said when you talk to these people now, and it's like, yeah, I know his mom, I know her mom, I know his dad. But
I've known his mom longer than he's been alive. That's how long I've known her.
Right. That's so funny, man. That's great. That's why I said I figured when Steven said Boomer, I said, like, look, I gotta ask him. He might know him. That's what I tell people. Small world. Philadelphia's a big city, but it's small town. All you gotta do is give somebody a neighborhood or whatever, and then they say, I know that guy.
Yep.
I didn't meet Boomer until 2012, playing in the McCook, me and you.
Yep. Yeah.
Me and him.
Yeah. Back in 2012. Steven's got a great memory for dates.
How did your team do last season?
They didn't have one last year.
Oh.
Remember, he told you they were canceled for the pandemic.
Yeah, but
And then this is his first season.
Yeah, so this happened like right around the beginning.
Yes, beginning of the last season. Did you even start last year?
we did. We were getting ready to load a bus to go to our first game against Upper Darby when I got the call that Upper Darby was shutting down. And then the very next day is when we shut down, which was supposed to only be for 2 weeks, and it's still going on now.
Yeah, that's just funny.
But yeah, but the last full softball season we had, I was an assistant coach. It was Dave Schaefer's last year. We actually won the Catholic League championship.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's good.
So we're technically right now, even though it's 2 years later, we're still the defending Catholic League champions.
Right, reigning champs, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, Steven went to some games that year for Ryan.
I think I went with the one.
It was 2 years ago.
You dropped me off.
But that year, the year he's talking about.
Yeah, you dropped me off at that school.
What school?
College. Remember for the big tournament?
Bryn Athyn?
No.
Oh, Arcadia. Yeah.
And then,
Was your team there for that? It was a big tournament at Arcadia.
It was a state.
It was like a state. It was a.
Oh yeah, this state game. We played. We played in that.
You were there, yeah. Me and Steven went. He
Okay.
He just dropped me off.
well, I still won't ever talk to the
And then-
people.
yeah.
Friend of my one of my best friends, sister, brother-in-law, and his sister was there. They were the brother-in-law works for this worked for the school district for years, and that's what he did, like for the sporting events. And
we were backed up like 2 hours.
what's that?
Every game was backed up 2 hours for some reason.
Yeah, because he said he goes, well, Philadelphia, man, come on.
Yeah, that's right.
It was so funny, but
And
that was pretty cool.
Ryan's game was supposed to start at 7. It didn't start till 8,
Yeah.
9.
So that year, Stephen was in that AHA program and met a girl from Ryan, and she went to Westchester on a softball scholarship, and
Yeah,
he's still friends with her.
yeah.
And that was the year he went to most of the softball games, and of course last year it was the pandemic.
Even though AHA doesn't do playoff games, they still let me.
Yeah,
Who was
they let Stephen in the dugout.
Who was the girl that went to Westchester? Cat Hammer?
Megan Kidd.
Megan
Megan
Kidd.
Kidd. Yes, I know Megan. Yes.
Yeah, what a nice girl. What a nice family.
Yeah.
Her parents were super nice.
What do you look for in a recruit?
But he's not recruiting, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
You got the wrong
Yeah,
one.
we don't really recruit at the
Yeah,
high
that's
school
college.
level.
You got the college one, Steve.
Oh, God. Oh, for all
Let me see. What
coaches,
is,
oh.
what is it? No. Ask him that one. I
Do
believe
you,
you have a
do you have a
rival.
rival with anyone in the Catholic League?
A rival? I mean, I guess you could say us and Ryan's a friendly rivalry because a lot of the girls on Ryan, a lot of girls on my team, they play together on tournament teams or they played together growing up. But yeah, I would say us and Ryan. It's always a friendly rivalry. There's no like hatred or nothing. It's just, they want to beat us. We want to beat them. And at the end of the day, whoever wins, we shake their hand, say good game, and we move on.
Yeah, it's not like North Frankfurt.
Those football games were wild.
They were, man. We could have stunk and won no games in the Catholic League, but if we beat you guys, man, that was like the city
Turkey Bowl, right?
championship.
Oh,
Yeah, Turkey Bowl.
I hear you. It's like geek.
What's that, Dave?
Yeah, I said it's like Eagles Dallas. Eagles
Yes,
stink. If they beat Dallas twice, we're happy.
That's right.
We went to what, last 5 Turkey Bowls?
Probably, yep. Steven drugged me to the last 5 Turkey Bowls. I told him every time we went, I said, in high school, I went, I think, twice, my senior year, and I think my freshman year, and that was it. And I, the freshman year, it was like, I went with my dad and, people like that.
And then,
Senior year is when we started, partaking in illegal drinking.
I hear you.
Did you? No.
oh, hey,
Nope. I told you this is mostly college you got down. So your organizations, who'd you play for when you were growing up? Frankfurt Boys Club?
No, I actually played for Franklin. That was down in Kensington.
Oh God, yeah, Franklin Playground, right?
Yes. It's like a school or something now.
Yeah.
So no, I played there growing up.
That's funny.
Yeah, baseball and soccer. And then I think I played a year at Kensington Ramblers as well.
Get out.
Yeah.
Who coached you there? Do you remember?
I do not know.
Yeah. See, I knew a lot of the guys from the Ramblers. I played up Lighthouse growing up. And it was funny. We had in-house baseball only, but soccer you could do traveling. So when you said that's why I was asking when you said soccer, I wanted to see who you played for back in the day. And it was Franklin. That's so funny. Franklin was a little playground. I might have taken you there one time when you were real little, but then it started getting really bad. And
it's unfortunate.
I never took you down there, but when we were fun, we that was one of our rivals when we were younger.
Oh, really?
We would play roller hockey against the guys from Franklin and football and stuff like that. Never organized. It was just,
That was just for
fun. Yeah. We didn't have fights or nothing. It wasn't that kind of rivalry. It was just they were the closest playground to us. I grew up right around the corner, like I said, front in Clearfield, so I could be at Franklin in like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever win a championship as a coach?
Yeah, he just told you he won, man. Come on, you gotta listen to your guest, man. He said they won. They're the reigning champs of St.
Yes.
Hubert's.
Oh, wow.
As a head coach, though, no. But as an assistant coach, yes, with St. Hubert's.
So Holy Towers, you didn't win no championships for the Holy Tower girls.
No, I did not. We got to the championship 2 of the 3 years I was there, and we lost to, I think, Calvary once and maybe Wissanoming or
That's funny.
yeah.
That's good. It's good that you
Even
remember.
Ever won a championship at Little Flower?
He said,
No, made it to the playoffs. Made it to the playoffs all 4 years. My first year there, we made it to the semifinals at Arcadia, but we lost to St. Hubert's actually 2-0. But no, that was the furthest I went as a coach with St. Hubert's.
No, that's awesome. So, how do you? Now that you don't have any kids that age, are you still easy to relate to the girls, or they start getting harder and harder to relate to because of your age separation?
I think actually having 3 daughters, I think actually helps me relate to the girls a little more.
Absolutely. I would
Yeah,
have to
so
agree. I had no sisters, and I would be terrible probably coaching girls. My people always tell me every time you're talking to somebody, it sounds like you're yelling at them. I said, well, I grew up against it, man. You had to yell aloud to hear, so someone wanted to hear you, right, Steve? So my
yeah, I
wife,
mean, I guess you got to coach girls and boys differently. So I mean, I can get my point across to girls by being stern about it, but you don't really have to raise your voice or anything. So
yeah, I got you, man. That's why it's good to be a dad of 3 young girls, and then had them also. You coached them too, so that was another experience.
yep.
All right, now Steven's going to wind up with his favorite question he asks everybody.
If you could have dinner with 3 coaches, they could be dead or alive, who would they be and why?
3 coaches, dead or alive.
Mhm.
That's an interesting question. I would go with, you put me on the spot. That's a good one. Give me a second. 3 coaches. Maybe Mike Krzyzewski. And I'm not really a Duke fan, but just he's such a big name and he's so big in college. You just like, they're the type of coaches that you want to just like pick their brain and see what made him successful. See if that would ever translate to my level. So I would say him. For the same reason, probably Gino Auriemma from UConn. I mean, he coaches women, so I mean, maybe that would relate to what I do in the high school level. And the third, never really had a favorite coach growing up, but think I'll leave it at the 2. I can't think of a third one.
I was going to say any big soccer coaches you used to follow when you were a kid? That's what I had a real good coach when I was a kid. He was from Scotland, and he was an old man at the time when he coached us, because he was in his like 70s, and he lived to be in his 90s, the guy. But it was funny, like Steven asked that question to a lot of people, and a lot of people that especially they didn't think about coaching when they were a kid, because who knew you were going to have 3 girls, and then you were like, hey, I want to start helping, help them out, and then you took a liking to it, obviously, and now you're doing it, pretty much full time for a high school team. And it's so funny because I always wanted to do it, but your job is such a hard part about it.
Yeah, you got to have the perfect job to be able to make the commitment. So
I tried to explain this to Steven, and I said it's so hard. That's why a lot of the guys, especially at the smaller college level, they have to have 2 jobs. They can't just be, a college soccer coach or a college softball coach.
Maybe when you retire.
That's it. I told him when I retire, then maybe I can start getting into it, because I got granddaughters. So and I'll have to keep your number, and we'll have to call you for some advice. But
There you go. I'm always available.
Steven's been helping out Holy Family Girls team for 9 years,
Yeah.
but we
That's
still
good.
we can still use his help with his daughters, coaching his daughters. We'll be coaching your niece and my granddaughter. So
That's
yeah.
right.
But I tell you, it's so funny because I love when he asks that question to people, because some people say, like you said, I don't really have many favorite coaches, but the ones, that's why you ask you to say why, because the Gino and Amareno guy, he's for a Philly guy. But
Yeah.
I've always said that it's fascinating to me when you got a guy that's a real good coach, and he's a coach of the women's teams, that it takes a lot, because especially college girls. I mean,
It sure does.
you're married, so you know what it's like to be living with an adult woman, and then you can imagine having 15 of them, screaming at you, at the same time. If they're all in a bad mood. I don't want to be a college basketball coach. I'll tell you that. In a gym with all them girls against you, that's not a good ratio. He can run off to the field and jump in his car anytime he wants.
That's right.
Well, it's been great talking to you. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day, especially working full time and doing that, and plus having the 3 girls. How old's your other daughter?
So 24, 21, 17. I actually have 11-year-old son with Down syndrome too, who's nonverbal. So to see Steve help all these schools, it's like actually kind of inspiring, because it gives hope to my son and all the other kids with special needs to know that, there's opportunities out there for them. So just keep doing what you're doing, Steve. It's much appreciated, not only by me, but by many.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we appreciate that. And I told Stephen before, he's got a gift of gab, and he gets it from his father, but he ain't afraid to, talk to people. And I said to him, I told him this before. I said, you don't know how many people come to me and tell me that, it's an inspiration that he is to other kids. And I told him, I said, you're special. You can communicate. Some people can't do it, and it's so hard. And I really appreciate that. That's a great thing to say. Please say, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Oh,
much.
anytime, buddy.
Appreciate it. We can't wait to see you at your job. I'm definitely going to make sure he gets there, whether I take him or somebody else takes him.
You
Thank
got
you
it.
very much, man. Appreciate
I
it.
hope to see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Take it easy.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.